you drinking because that's your getaway for.
Yes,
that's your escape. Yeah,
to forget about the trauma.
Yes, but you gotta stop drinking. But also, the reason that you're drinking is because you're going through something from your past.
And
so you gotta let both of them go. Actually, though.
But it's hard to let go of that habit once you became but the thing straight, dependent on that habit. Because now you're gonna
source though.
But they're saying like you can't tell someone like if someone's alcoholic and they're alcoholic because of this trauma that happened over and over again through their childhood. Then they grew up and they were like, okay, I'm turning to alcohol. So now you got to tell them, okay, let go of the alcohol. If they let go of alcohol, that means they got to get sober enough to sit there and think about those thoughts. If they can't accept those thoughts and get through those thoughts and actually process what's going through their head, they're gonna go back to alcohol. So like no matter what, they have to let it go. Like
yeah.
So, like well, once you get hooked on heroin.
You
got no
alcohol. He went to hard drugs, heroin.
But to be honest, that's a reality. That's a reality.
You got people who will get hooked on these drugs to try to escape their trauma, but then they might get rid of the trauma. But once you get on that dope, they ain't no hope.
You should have kept that trauma. You
should have kept that trauma. Honestly,
like trauma is a term used to describe a deep discretion or overwhelming experience that you can have lasting negative effects on a person physically, emotionally, and mental well-being. It can be caused by singular events or a series of events. Meaning like Dr. Miles Monroe said, like, even when it comes to suicide, people commit suicide because it's a permanent solution to like a temporary problem. People, I'm asking like, why do people not view what happened to you as just an experience?
Because it has long lasting effects on you.
Only if you let it.
Nah, man. Sometimes
I'm in a barbershop constantly. So I heard a story where a guy said, he got molested or whatever. But he could never ever watch wrestling again because when it happened, that's what was on the TV. So anytime wrestling come on, it triggered the emotions of being molested as a kid. I said, that's crazy. When you really think about it. Every time you see Hulk Hogan.
No.
But that's when you don't deal with the trauma. People what they do is they say, I'm healed. But if that opens back up the wound, you were never healed.
But that guy,
a trigger.
Like that guy could
be. That's it. Trigger. If you're healed, you're not having the same experience to be unhealed.
Remind you.
Yeah, you can get healed like PTSD.
But
you can get healed from PTSD, but then there could still be something that you're supposed to stay away from or something that you went back to the war.
Like I knew somebody that can't play Call of Duty because they're in the army and those like guns and all the situations,
the images,
that's undealt with trauma.
But they can be dealt with. They can still live their life.
But it takes fine, you back.
But it could be like because think about the brain is a muscle that we can't control. We don't. There's a lot that
no,
don't know about
you
the
can
brain.
control your mind.
Okay, you can control the brain, but I'm saying that we don't. It's an organ that they haven't mastered yet. So like, there's triggers inside the brain that something could click in it, and you can't stop it from being triggered. Like they can't say, "Oh, I'm gonna turn this piece off," unless you like. I don't know.
That's just like if you smoke crack and you see a pipe. Ain't nothing you're like, bro.
You're gonna start itching.
I always go back to see if I revisit those things to see where I'm at with it, and if it don't bother me no more, then I'm like, okay.
Then you have a lot of control.
No, this is what it is. You see a pipe and you like if you see a pipe and it triggers something in you, you're still a crackhead. If you see
no way.
No, if you can't be around liquor, you're still an alcoholic. This is undealt with trauma.
I could agree with you on that.
I can see that. Like you should be able to function.
I don't agree.
How do you, okay?
A normal person can go around and it'll be just fine.
That's fine. How is the only
alcoholic if it
you
don't bother
big
you?
Bottle of Tito's, the hell gallon. But that's what I'm saying. It's almost like he ain't done with me yet. Because
you ain't done with that crack yet.
No. But
It can
it's
spin the
almost
block
like-
any minute.
Like I want to do this. I see it, and I see this big bottle of liquor, and I want to do it because I'm used to doing it.
That's a different want. Want and I can't be around is two different things. Like if you're healed, how would you know? Like if I hurt my knee, how would I know my knee is better? Do I just keep crutches for the rest of my life? Because that's what it is, a mental crutch. Do I keep crutches because I'm scared to put pressure because it might hurt again? Or do I walk and test it to see if I'm actually healed?
That's why he running a big bottle.
Huh?
See if I can't drink it.
So because number one, you can't escape temptation everywhere you go. You're on, like if you can't.
You know I'm laughing.
You can't.
That's a motherfucking fight.
If you saying you're a faithful man, how would you ever know if you're never tested?
Yeah, you don't want to go out there to the wolves.
Yeah.
They'll suck you up.
Because deep inside you're not yet.
I see you looking at it different.
I'm
you don't want to
being
go
real.
outside. Yeah, I'm staying high.
You got people like that.
I just think like I would never I don't know how to you letting that shit go and telling somebody, because what happens is people tend to empathize with people,
Right. I see what you're going to do.
and that doesn't and that don't help.
Enabler.
Instead of telling them hey man, well you need to confront these demons right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Why you
Or no, you're
Gotta
not in the
clear
same
mind.
situation again. Like
Right.
you're not in that situation right now, so don't think in that way that you were thinking before.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like when it comes to trauma, if you don't deal with it properly, people tend to become the thing they hate.
That's crazy. That's
Right.
true.
No, that's
I've
valid.
seen it personally as now being an adult. You seen family, the stuff that they deal with.
Yep.
But now they grown and they doing exactly
What?
they was like, I wouldn't do that.
If
You the same person.
If your parents used to beat your ass and they strict and they always got on you about everything, 9 times out of 10 you do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And what's
'cause
crazy-
I'm like that.
What's crazy is
I be nagging like my mom sometimes. I be like, dang, that's
I'm
just
like
I used to.
I'm exactly like that because I really wish that now my stepdad died in 2009, right? So I was 19, somewhere around there. But he used to be so strict, strict. But now I'm grown. I'm like, bro, I see why you did that. He used to be like, nah, you need to be a certain type of way. You need to do this. He was like, bro, you need to wear your hat straight. He used to be like earrings and braids and dreads. I wanted to do all that, but he was like, nah, keep your stuff clean.
Yeah.
But now that I'm grown, I'm like, bro, I be the same. Hey, y'all need to clean yourself up.
yeah.
But I really wish I can. Like I said, he died, but I really wish I could be like, bro, I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I be giving my
Because-
mom her flowers.
Right.
Yeah,
Like-
'cause I be like some things. I'm like, dang, it didn't make sense. Then now I'm going through it. I'm like,
Mhm.
okay,
Like my
it
cousin-
makes sense.